Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is Young and the Restless edition. Today is Friday, yay! July the 29th, 2022. It is the last episode of the week and as well as the last episode of the month. All right, guys, let's get right into it. On a scale of 1 to 10, you know how we do. Listen, I'm going to have to give it a 7. It might have been a 6 because I was in and out of this one today. I don't know what was going on, but I was not entertained as much as I normally am with the Young and the Restless. All right. All right. We start off with Chance. He comes by Victoria's office and Nick is there and he says, "Oh, I came to see Victoria." And Nick says, "Victoria is taking a much needed break." And Chance says, "This is a bad time to be, how did he word it? I can't remember. But he said, this is a bad time to be like taking flight or running, going away." And he said, she didn't go away. She went to pick up the kids and then they're going to stop at an amusement park and everything. And he said, considering everything that's going on, this is Chance. Why didn't she have Billy pick him up? Well, Chance, really, that's none of your business. She's on a trip. And Nick says, is this an interrogation? Like, are you at? And he says, no, I was just curious and everything. I wanted to speak to her. And Nick was just like, well, she's not here. And so Chance is just like, he wanted to get more information on what went on that night. He said, well, Nick is like, well, we told you everything that happened that went on and that night. And he says, Chance is just like, yeah, but I just wanted to make sure that we had it all together. Chance is suspicious. And so he's squeezing in on them or whatever. But then Nikki appears and she tells Chance, like, Nikki politely made Chance leave. She said, I'm sure she threw in that these are Abby's siblings, sir. This is family. And then she threw in that I haven't seen my son since everything went down that night. So I would like to speak to him. You give my love to Abby and tell her we're all thinking about her or whatever. And Chance had no other reason but to leave. And so Nikki and Nick went and spoke in private, and she just tells him this is the same thing that happened with me and JT. I said, well, maybe Victoria should stop dating. Maybe she needs to vet her men out better, because you can't keep having these kind of toxic relationships, ma'am. But anyways, girl, let me not talk about you. But anyways, Nikki just says, everything's okay. Thank God, you were there to protect your sister. She's trying to comfort Nick. She doesn't end up comforting Nick, because he's just concerned about what Victor has done. So then we see, I'm not holding y'all long on this soap at all because, again, I told you it was about a 6 or 7. So then we see Adam and Sharon speak, and she asked her about Sally. She was like, "Oh, you're planning," because she heard him making plans for Vegas. And she said, "You're going alone? You and Sally didn't make up?" And he was like, "No, why would we make up?" And she said, well, she confided in me. And she said, and she is confused about why you told two different stories. She just said, but at the end of the day, what I do know is Sally is in love with you. And she is a rider for you. Y'all know I paraphrase. But she's a good one. Like, why are you losing Sally? And he says, she needs to focus on her career, stop prioritizing me. Even saying he would tell Sharon that she wants to quit her job. And she said, well, doesn't that prove how much she cares about you? And he was like, that proves how her priorities are not straight. He said, I'm not the best for her. In other words, he's telling Sharon the truth that, I want her to go after her dreams in her career and not put me above that and everything. And Sharon said, all right, you're going to lose a good one, but it's your choice. So then we see Tessa and Mariah were talking. Y'all, I'm not going to hold you long on this at all. Tessa and Mariah were talking, and they talk about, Tessa's having surgery, and she's very nervous, and Mariah's just trying to console her. Adam had saw Sharon. She had been putting together a basket for Tessa, and she told him she was having a surgery. So when Adam saw Tessa and Mariah come into the Crimson Lights, he wishes Tessa the best with her surgery. So then Sharon, Tessa, and Mariah talk, and she gives Tessa the basket and tells her everything's going to go fine. And Tessa was like, you're like a mom. Like, she's just so appreciative of Sharon. And Sharon's like, that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said. So then Tessa goes upstairs to put the basket up, and Mariah and Sharon talk, and Mariah is just so nervous. Y'all know how Mariah gets. Mariah's just so nervous. She doesn't want to show it to Tessa, but she's worried about how everything is gonna go. But then Tessa comes down and they just say everything's gonna be fine. We both nervous, but we're gonna hope for the best. So then we see Jack with Kyle, and they're all in shock about what happened to Ashlyn, and he's like, I have to tell Harrison. And it's bringing up memories about what Diane did. And so then Jack, Summer, and Kyle talk, and she tells him, I'm there to support you and we'll get through this. And Jack says, I'll go up and get Harrison for you guys. And if you need me, I'll be here to step in, but he's going to step out of it. So then Summer and Kyle talks, and he just says, Harrison loved father, and he's just really sad that, that Ashlyn had to go like that, because it affects Harrison and everything. And Summer says, I'm here to support you, I love you, and all of that. So then they bring Harrison down. So when they bring Harrison down, Kyle tells him about father and how father won't be there anymore. And Diane comes up, and Jack tells Diane this isn't a good time, or whatever. And she was like, what's going on? Maybe I should have called first. And he said, probably. And then Summer goes to the door, and she tells Diane, let me speak to you in private. So then Summer tells Diane about what's going on about Ashlyn dying, and Diane is in shock because, of course, this has not made news yet, hit the news waves yet. And so Diane is just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry that happened to Ashlyn. She's sorry about that. And so Summer says, this is bringing up old stuff for Kyle, so it's best that you leave. And Diane says, please let me stay. I think I can help. So Diane goes in and she talks to Summer, to Harrison, and she just explains how about death, and how father said he loved you and he would be back, because that's one of the things Harrison said when Kyle told him father isn't coming back. He said, no, father told me he would. More, he told me he would. And so that's something he wasn't understanding. So Diane explained it to him and everything, and he could understand it more. And then Kyle went ahead and told Harrison that Diane is his mom and that's his grandmother. You know what? Okay, my thoughts on this whole thing. If you like Diane and you were happy to see this because, she's continuing to prove herself to Kyle, to Summer, like she's continuing to prove that. If you don't really care for this storyline like me, I don't really care for this storyline. It's just another way the writers want her to get in good with Kyle Nim, so that because I feel like there is something that's going to happen with Diane from her past that they're going to bring up, something that she's hiding. I'm sorry, I just feel like that. So I'm just waiting on the other shoe to drop. All right, so then we see Sharon and Nick. So he goes and talks to Sharon, and he tells her that he tells her that his mom meant the talk to be comforting, he said, but it wasn't. Anyways, he tells her everything that happened with Ashlyn, and she's in shock. And then he tells her, the only thing that bothers him is that when Victor Newman's involved, there's lies to be told. Like, he doesn't believe his father. He thinks his father is lying, that Ashlyn was not, that he had something to do with it, that his security team and Ashlyn did not get up and walk on his free will, which I don't understand why Victor would cover that up, because it was self-defense. But to be honest with you, it was Nick's and Victoria's own fault. Like, who would leave a body? Like, really? You're going, it was a windy night. Stop it. Let's move on. So then we see Chance and Adam talking. Chance is like, he's telling Adam. Adam is like, oh, I'm going out of town or whatever. And he was like, what? You're not staying at this time? And he was like, what? And he said, oh, you haven't heard about Ashley? And he said, from your family. He said, listen, I don't hear about anything from the Newmans. And so Chance tells Adam about Ashley and everything. And then he says, that's the official version. And Adam's like, why would you say that? He said, we'll see. And he said, and then Chance gets a ding, and he says, you might want to hurry up and come back from your trip. Your family's going to need your support. Because Chance doesn't believe that story either. And so then Adam is like, hey, cancel my flight. I'm not going anywhere. And that was the Young and the Restless today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all be safe. Have a blessed weekend, and I will see you Monday for a new month of episodes, a new week of episodes. Bye.